You're selling a home in Weddington. Here's something worth knowing before you ever put a sign in the yard. This is one of the strongest school zone markets in the Charlotte metro, and that changes how buyers shop here, which means it actually changes how you list your home. A strategy that works fine in a different neighborhood can quietly cost you here. I'm Jennifer Ledford. I've worked this exact market since 2016, and today I want to walk you through the 5 mistakes I see Weddington sellers make the most often, and also what to do instead of making these. Mistake number 1. Pricing off what your neighbor got 2 years ago. I understand the instinct. Believe me, I've sold multiple homes. Their house looks similar. It's sold for a certain number, so yours should too. But pricing like it's still 2021 in a 2026 market is one of the fastest ways to lose money. Buyers today are watching rates, they're watching inventory, and they're also comparing every single listing against 3 or 4 others before they ever call to schedule a showing with you. When your number doesn't match what they are seeing everywhere online, they simply move on to the next house on their list and they completely disregard yours. Then you see a price drop a few weeks in and buyers assume something's wrong with the house, even when nothing is wrong at all. They start negotiating from a position of suspicion instead of excitement. I've watched sellers who've overrode my pricing recommendation chase the market down for weeks and close for less than what they would have gotten by pricing it right on day one. The first 2 weeks on the market set the tone for the entire sale. Get that window right, and everything after it gets much easier. Mistake number 2, skipping a pre-listing walkthrough. A lot of sellers wait to find out about issues until the buyer's inspector finds them for you. By then, you're negotiating from a weaker position and the clock is already running on your due diligence deadlines. A quick walkthrough before you list lets you decide calmly on your own timeline what to fix, what to disclose, and simply what to price around, instead of scrambling to make decisions once you're already under contract and every single day counts. Mistake number 3, not staging for who's actually buying here. Weddington pulls a lot of families moving specifically for the schools, Weddington High, Weddington Middle, and Ardrey Kell. Those buyers are comparing your home against several others in the same tight window, and they're standing in your rooms picturing their own kids' stuff, not admiring your decorating. Cluttered playroom, a home office that used to be a bedroom, or furniture that makes a room feel smaller, that can quietly cost you a buyer who simply cannot picture their family in that space. It's rarely one big thing. It's a handful of small things that add up. And most sellers, they don't even realize it until an agent walks through and points them out. If you know exactly what your Weddington home is worth in today's market, before you make any of these decisions, comment value, and I will reach out with a real number, not a guess. Mistake number 4, not having a plan for where you're going next. Flying by the seat of your pants. It doesn't work. I see this constantly. A seller lists their home before they've figured out whether they're buying first, selling first, or need a rent back built into the contract. That indecision either costs you a strong offer because you're not actually ready to move when it comes in, or it puts you into a rushed search for your next place with nothing to negotiate with. Sort out your sequencing before you ever put a sign in the yard. You're going to thank me later. Not after you're already holding an offer and the clock has started. It's a 5-minute conversation up front that saves weeks of stress later. Do it. Please, know your plan. Mistake number 5, choosing an agent for the wrong reasons. I get it. You want to work with someone you like, but liking someone and trusting them to price your home correctly and negotiate hard on your behalf are 2 very different things. I worked with a woman named Peggy who was widowed and selling her custom-built home that her husband helped her build. She needed someone who would price it right the first time and move fast. Because she needed to get settled into a 55 plus community without dragging the process out. We priced it correctly from day one, and it sold over a single weekend. That's what the right price, paired with the right agent, actually does for you when it matters most. It's not about who's easiest to talk to. It's about who gets you the outcome you actually need and want. Remember that. Those 5 mistakes I see most often in Weddington. Some of them are complicated on their own, but all 5 of them cost real sellers real money when they get missed. I'm not going to tell you your house is worth more than it is just to win your listing. I'm also not going to let you walk into due diligence with surprises I could have flagged for you first. That's the whole job. That's what you're paying me for. If you want an honest read on your home's value and a straight answer about your timeline, comment value below and I'm going to reach out directly. I'm Jennifer Ledford with the Ledford Group, and I've sold homes in and around the Weddington area for 10 plus years. Let's get you priced right the first time, not the second or the third time.